Many black parents are interested in homeschooling, right, but don't know how to manage the responsibility of earning an income and providing an education for their children. Are homeschool collectives the solution for black parents in that position who are interested in giving their child a homeschooling experience?
I mean, I think that's like a lot to like digest within that, right? Because like from the work that we do, we come across a lot of people that want to homeschool or want to create like collectives, independent spaces, right? Because to be African is to be collective, right? Once we start taking our children out and doing it by themselves, it's no longer African, right? It's no longer black education, right? Right, and that's something that we realized very early because we raised our children, the two older ones together. Extremely smart, had Harambes everywhere in Africa, they knew everything. But they were like social misfits, right? They would go around people and be, like, oh man, what are we doing to our children, right? In terms of their social development, right? In terms of their humanness, in terms of their peopleness, right? And so because of that, any individual should want to move to a collective because that's the healthier way to raise children. Right, so that they always will know that there's somebody above them, the older one, that's going to help build them up, and there's somebody below them that they have to help them and build them up. And it's never about you. That you always have to learn how to coexist and be part of a community, right? And no matter what subject we teach them, they will never get that without experiences, like on the day-to-day. Like you have to give that person your food. That's what Ujima means. That's what cooperative means. That's what family means. But I didn't eat all day. I'm with you. They didn't either. You have to, right? Like if you grow up in a big family, you learn that, right? You learn that you have to live as one, right? So any individual family that is attempting to do it themselves and trying to juggle all of the components should always seek to be part of a community for the healthiness, like the humanness of their children. So just not the content, but like the inside of who they are as a person, right? If we thought of just paying a black tax to ourselves, right, as opposed to iPhone, right, Jordans or LeBrons, right? If we just thought about making a black tax in our own community, like a community on blocks can fund their own education system, right? So like, I'm a parent, you're a parent, he's a parent, she's a parent, we're all parents, we're all thinking about this. Can we all put about like $500 in a pot for a month, right? And if whether you have children or not, right? We can then create a collective system where we can raise 25 or educate 20 to 25, 30 children in our own neighborhood, right? And so a lot of the poverty is not about just our economic state. It's like the poverty of our ideas and their creativity, you know? And that's one of the things, whether it's because our creativity has already been, cut, right? And then the cell phones does it even more, right? Because one of the most important things that were taken away from us was our ability to build and lead our own selves, right? We don't have to think about water. We don't have to think about gas. We don't have to think about energy. We don't have to think about roads. We don't have to think about hospitals. We don't have to think about education. Because once we became somebody else's, right, we lost the power to think about what does it mean to be free. And so if we actually thought about it as like adults, like we actually could run our own education system. We actually could build our own hospitals. And we actually could take these collectives of 20 or 30 people and then be able to say, we're going to put X amount of money within it. And that creates X amount of money every month. And even if I'm not equipped and you are equipped, we can then pay for you to actually leave your job and we could bring in other people to actually raise our children that way.